welcome in, everybody. Today is the 29th of October. I am your host, as always. This is the sports scene with the Wood brothers. I'm the oldest brother, David. And down there at the bottom is the middle brother, Doug. And up at the top is baby in the corner. That is Donnie Wood. How are you gentlemen doing this evening?
Doing wonderful, David.
I'm doing great.
Have audio?
Doing great, man. I'm pumped up.
Okay.
Can't wait to talk about sports.
Are you pumped up?
I like
We're going to
sports.
talk about sports. We got some sports talking to do. I first want to start off real quick. We have the girls, the volleyball girls, are going to Jacksboro to take on Henrietta. That is going to be Thursday night over in Jacksboro. And boy, I tell you what, easy win for the girls. I think they're going to win in 3 sets. I have predicted that Henrietta doesn't even get a point.
Wow, that might be hard to do right there. They're looking really good. I think building on a great season from last year. Huh? Is David froze? There he is.
Yeah. Good.
David's in that hole down there, and sometimes that internet don't do very well over there.
The internet.
No, I'm good. I got
you. He froze up again.
I got
you. You're a little delayed, David.
Okay.
So the girls are going to win their district game or their playoff game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've got a
win.
on
They're
my
playing
team.
Henrietta in Jacksboro this Thursday. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Donnie. Can you hear me, Donnie?
I can hear you. Yep.
I know you're all the way over there in the hood. You brought up to my attention, and I think it's lovely. You got some information from the all unimportant Dave Campbell's group. That they came out with a couple of teams that may or may not be moving up. You know, they did the numbers for redistricting, and they are saying that Toller's going to stay in 3A D2, but there's some interesting teams that you found that may be of interest to us that may or may not be going up or down.
Yeah, we'll start off with this one, a team that we played earlier this year. Peaster, they're in Division 1 3A right now. They have a chance. They're on the bubble of moving up to 4A Division 2. So Peaster keeps growing out there. People want to move out of the city, get into the country, and then they go and ruin the country. But anyway, then we have a interesting team that we've played this year. They are currently 3A Division 1. They're on the bubble of maybe possibly moving down to 3A Division 2, which would be our division, and that is the Comanche Indians. So there's a chance that they move down. And then in 3A Division 2,
if they move down,
do what?
I was saying if they move down, Donnie, I got a feeling that Comanche would be in our district. If they would, if we stay and they move down,
yeah,
we'll be in the same district.
I think it would probably make sense there. And then a couple of teams that that could possibly move up from 3A Division 2 to 3A Division 2 is Millsap. Millsap is on the bubble of moving on up, and a team that's been in 3A Division 2 for a really long time, that's dominated 3A Division 2 for a very long time. They finally might be moving up to 3A Division 1. That is the Gunter team. So I wouldn't be mad about that. And then the 2A Division 1, this one really interests me. Two teams in 2A Division 1 right now that could possibly move up to 3A Division 2, which again is our division, is the Rio Vista Eagles. We've had experience with them. They possibly could move up to 3A Division 2. And then this one kind of surprises me a little bit. The Hamilton Bulldogs could move up from 2A Division 1 to our division, 3A Division 2. So that would be another team that would probably be in our district again.
Yeah, most definitely. I would think that you would. And you mentioned Rio Vista coming down. Rio Vista could be put in our district. Hamilton, and I can see Hamilton and Comanche in our district, and then that would alleviate some of the far district driving, like Brady and some of those other teams. They would probably fit in with another group and everything. So yeah, this is very, very interesting and very, very. And there was something you said about the Granbury team. What was that?
Oh yeah,
Tony?
yeah. Granbury and Aledo both are on the bubble of moving up. They are currently 5A Division One. They could be going to 6A next year. So for the next 2 years. So that'll be interesting. It all depends on who's in your district, if it really will hurt you or help you.
You know, I think if Granbury goes division, when he goes to 6A level, then what we should do is sell the football stadium to the city of Granbury for a new graveyard, because that's what it would be anyway if we go 6A. They're going to get killed.
Well, they've had experience in 6A. Well, back then it was 5A. They moved up from 4A to 5A before 6A was around. So they've had experience moving up. Again, I think it's all about who's in your district. You could be in a really weak district. There's some weak districts out there on both 5A and 6A. So I think we would probably be in Aledo's district again, because if we're both 6A, that only makes sense. So yeah, it's tough. Granbury's in a tough position. I don't understand why Granbury hasn't been able to be like solid good. It's been weird, because they're a big town and it's a good town. People want to move there, and I just don't understand why we hadn't got to be very good yet in football.
I think what they should do is take the same model that Burleson did and split up the schools up and have two high schools. I just think that it just makes perfect sense. That school is just too dang big, and I even think the campus has outgrown itself too. So I mean, I believe that they should have a second school in Granbury, Texas. This is my opinion.
What do you think, Doug?
I know you've had some kids that have gone through that school.
Yeah, the school does need to split. It's been past time for about, I say, 10 years for that to happen. The campus is way too big. I believe that you have athletes in different fields, baseball, football, basketball, that do not go out and play for one reason or the other in that school. And I know that for a fact, back when both my boys played ball there, that some of the top athletes, and I'm athletes, didn't play certain sports because whatever reason. And if you split the team, the schools up, north and south, Granbury, or east and west, however you want to do it, it'd be more like the middle schools are now. They're separate. And, some years you have Acton dominant, some years you have Granbury middle school dominant. So it averages itself out, and more kids participate, and you have more, more a higher volume to choose from, and and you don't have that going on right now in Granbury, I don't believe.
Another thing that you can look at too is the growth of Godley, the area of Godley, and then you look at the town of Crescent and the area of Crescent. And Crescent, now that that bypasses came in, you see all the building out there. Doug, you've driven 377 a lot. Donnie, I know you have coming in, and you see all that building out there and everything. There could even be a situation where you put a small school in Crescent, and then two bigger schools in Granbury, and then instead of busing these kids such long distances and having such a spread out area, you would be able to not only make it better and easier for the kids, but you'd have a better learning environment for them as well. Take aside the athletics, but also believe that athletically, that all three teams could compete better, like you said, Doug, with better participation and better coaching, spread out amongst a three-school thing like that, a small school in Crescent, two bigger schools in Granbury. And I think that's something that they need to start thinking about. just like they should have thought 15 years ago about getting a fire department in Grand Prairie.
Yeah. That's our soapbox, folks.
Yeah,
All right.
box down. Donnie, what do you think about these Texas Longhorns? Do you think that they're going to be able to get up into the, I noticed something that really ticked me off. The AP poll is a joke. How do you rank Oklahoma ahead of Texas after what Texas did to Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl? Please enlighten me, fellas.
I don't know, especially after Oklahoma lost last week. So they both have 2 losses now.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the rankings because I don't really pay attention too much right now with the rankings. Here pretty soon I will, because then it'll probably have a lot to say on the 12 teams that make the playoffs. But yeah, Texas, they kind of control their own destiny, really. I mean, they haven't looked that great so far this year. Their offensive line has struggled really bad. Defense is weird. They've had some really good games, and then they had some bad games. Arch Manning has not been consistent, but a lot of that is, I think, the offensive line, and I think play calling could be better for him as well. But they have a chance. They beat Vanderbilt, but then they have 2 more games that are going to be really difficult. They got to go to Georgia and try to win there, and then they'll have A&M coming to Austin the last game of the year, I believe. So, obviously, if they win out, they're in the playoffs. But they could very easily lose both heck, even all 3 of them. Vanderbilt's in the top 10. If you lose, one more, really, you're pretty much out of the playoffs possibility. Just because, it's hard to make the playoffs with 3 wins or 3 losses.
Yeah, they have to win out to make the playoffs.
And that's such a tough schedule. Obviously, with you started out with Ohio State, which has been number 1 ever since, and they're one of the teams that look like they might be the cream of the crop right now. But you got all these other tough games. You got Vanderbilt coming up, you got Georgia and A&M, and they're all right there in the top 10 in the nation. So 4 teams right off the top of my head that are in the top 10. So that's a tough schedule that Texas has. They might be a year away. Their offensive line is young. Obviously, Arch is still learning, and they have a lot of receivers that are young that will be coming back. So they might be a year away, but I'm still holding faith that they'll win out and they'll get in the playoffs.
Yep.
And then, David, you got the Dallas Mavericks. They started their season.
Yeah, they did. And the one thing I will say about the Mavericks, I just want to throw one thing out there. Do not try to make Flag your guard. Right now, your point guard. Right now, they're playing him and having him control the ball way too much. That's way too much pressure for a rookie, number 1. And number 2, that's not his natural position. I think there are a couple other guys on that team that can probably handle it.
Yeah, they're starting to get away from that. The last couple of games, they've gotten him away from being the point guard and handling the ball a whole lot. He had a really great game, not last game, but the game before. He made a dunk that just got me out of my seat. Last night's game was not good, but they're off to a slow start. But the Dallas Stars are off to a hot start.
Yeah,
they are.
The Mavericks, they don't look like they don't have an identity right now. Without Kyrie running the show, if he comes back, they'll be a lot different team. But right now, there's no, they need somebody to run the offense, to begin the offense through. And, David Flag you can't put that on him, just being so young, no way. But, yeah.
Dallas Cowboys, Donnie, they've had a lot of issues here lately and everything. Do you think that the Cowboys should dump, or do you think they should sell, or do you think that they should buy? right now? Trade deadline coming up.
Well, if you would have asked me before the Denver game, I was saying you got to be a buyer. You got to get a couple of defensive players because the offense is so good. Dak has, been playing lights out until last week. You got a great running game. You got two dynamic wide receivers, offensive line solid. I hate to waste this good offense because I think they're one of the better offenses in the league, but you got the worst defense in the league. And you're putting a lot of pressure on your offense to basically score every time they have the ball to stay in the games. And you've got to – I don't know if two players would make a big difference, but you do have one guy coming back pretty soon on your own team, which Overshown, Agent Zero. He'll be back soon, and Ravel's going to be playing cornerback here soon. That'll help your defense a little bit. But I think I still go ahead and try to make a trade, get a pass rusher, maybe a linebacker or something. I think pass rusher is my top priority, but that's me because I don't want to waste my offense.
I will say that this game is huge for the Cowboys. If they can come out Monday night and make a good statement and show improvement in a couple of areas and everything, then I say you go after a rusher. And I believe in the Crosby talks that they were talking about Crosby being available, Max Crosby from the Vegas Raiders. If you get a guy like him and everything, that's a key component you can build around on this offense. His contract is manageable. I think you would have to do a sign and trade type deal. You'd have to agree on terms with him before you actually make the trade with Vegas. But you're going to have to go to Vegas and say, is this a good possibility? If we can work things out contractually, will you trade with us? And have a trade in place, work the contract out before you actually put it down and say yes, we're going to go forward. That's the best way to work it. Love that guy, and I think he would be an asset for this team, big time. If we lose to Arizona this Monday night, I say you sell everything. And please, for the love of God, get Diggs out of here. That guy is a cancer. It's waiting to happen.
Well, I don't think you have anything really to sell. You don't touch this offense. Don't get rid of anybody on the offense. The line, Donnie said, and one thing that bothered me last week is we didn't use our tight end at all. It was like the game plan went away from him because he was like getting too much recognition or something. But Dak didn't even look to him, or the offense didn't look to him at all. And that hurt the offense last week. I'm going to say that. It did hurt them. They're so much better whenever Ferguson is involved in the passing offense. But defensively, you need at least two real high quality players. I really want the top edge rusher that you get. Crosby says he don't want to leave the Raiders at all, but I would love to get him, go after him. Hendrickson is the second one I'd go after if Crosby says no. But then you have to have either the best available outside linebacker that you can get because they get killed on the edges. Those bubble passes to the outside. You don't have anybody that's, Donnie says O'Shawn's coming back and he will help that tremendously, but you need somebody else that can play that position out there because right now I don't see it. I don't even know who they have out there on the field. Because the ball's already that ball's caught and they're down 30 yards down the field. That defense needs a lot of help, but if you can get two, one solid top tier pass rusher and a great another solid defensive player, I think all you need is a mediocre defense with this offense, and you're gonna.
Yeah, I think so.
You have a shot.
Yeah.
You have a shot.
Yeah.
If you have a mediocre defense, you have a shot. I hate to say it, but to be in the show.
Yeah, I totally agree.
By the way, Donnie, I've got to get both of you guys to admit that y'all were wrong on my boy Cavante as a running back. I told y'all at the beginning of the season he was going to be really, really good. And look at here, huh?
Yeah, you were big high on him. I was just like, he'll be all right. I didn't really see this out of him. I thought he'd be solid, but he's been more than solid. So yeah, you definitely hit that one.
Yeah, he had not gotten injured. He was a good running back for Denver when he wasn't injured. I was afraid of the injury bug, and I really thought Blue would be a little bit more ready than he is. And I still
Blue is kind of
like to
pooped
see
the bed.
him. Huh?
Your boy Blue's kind of pooped the bed.
Yeah, he kind of has this season. His rookie year.
He really hadn't had much of a chance, and I think he's young. I think there's definitely time for him. He really hasn't been able to get into rhythm.
No, because Williams has been so outstanding, you don't need him. But I'd like to see him take a step up, though.
I do agree with you, David, on the if we do lose against the Cardinals, I think we should not make a trade. Doug's right, though. You're not going to be able to sell because nobody's going to buy nothing. You talk about getting rid of Diggs. Nobody's going to take Diggs. Everybody knows the situation. Nobody's going to touch him. He's making too much money for one. And he is he's basically got his money, and he's butthurt, and he's not going to get over it. So you can't trade nobody, and nobody else on that defense is worth trading.
Well, but there is something we could sell, and his name is Pickens. Now I know you guys.
No.
Wait a minute. I know you're going to hate this, but we do not have him under contract. We do not have him under contract.
You get him under contract.
The guy's going to want. The guy's going to want CD Lamb money, and that is way out of the price rate. Would you spend $40,000 a year for George Pickens?
You mean $40 million?
Yeah, would you spend $40 million?
I wouldn't trade him. I would try.
If you know you're out of the deal, you're already going to get a low draft pick. Okay, plus you got another pick coming from Green Bay. Okay, which is going to be in the high tier of the rounds because Green Bay's looking good this year. If you know this and you know you're not going to be able to re-sign Pickens, or he's not going to, I mean, you have that availability to move him to a team that is contending a trade and get a good haul out of it. Maybe you get a defensive player and a pick, something that can help, and a pick. And I believe that there are teams out there that could do that and would do that. I'm just throwing it out there. If you do sell, you do have something to sell.
Well, yeah. If you wanted to go back to only having one good wide receiver, and you got an old quarterback, and that
you got a whole off season and a draft, you could address that.
Okay, you're gonna have to, if you want to pick somebody up, a free agent, you're gonna have to spend money to get a good, solid receiver, and a draft pick is going to take a year or two. That doesn't have a year or two. You keep Pickens. You take your chances on signing him. That's one thing that Jerry Jones hasn't done very well is signing the good players to keep. He's signed a couple here and there, overpaid for them, but then he's let some really, really good players go. I think you keep them, and you hope that maybe he takes a little less because he loves playing in Dallas. He loves playing with Dak and CD, and see what you got. I don't think it's worth trading because you're not going to get as much as you think you would for him.
If you did decide to keep him, you got to start working after the Arizona loss. You better start working on a contract and trying to sign him moving forward. I don't think they got the money for it, guys. And to be honest with you, there are plenty of teams that have a developmental wide receiver in the 2 slot and a stud wide receiver like we do in CD. I know we might not get the value back. Well, we probably won't get the value back that Pickens has given us. But if you look at Pickens, the years prior, he hasn't been playing like he's playing here in Dallas. And he knows it, and he knows that he's going to be a free agent, and he's going to go for the money. And I just think, money-wise, if we don't win against Arizona, and I was going to sell, that's what I would be looking to move.
I'd give it 2 games. I mean, David's kind of right about the signing possibility of Pickens if we're not in contention. But if he sees the value of staying with the Cowboys with all the picks that we're going to have next year, and if they start building the defense or trying to get pieces, he might, be negotiate if he loves playing here. Like Donnie said, you might have to take a chance because this offense is too prolific to mess with. I love the offense.
They're not going to lose to Arizona. All right, guys, I looked at the clock. We are way over, but we have two fantastic lists that we have got to get to. Donnie Wood, you start us off and let's roll.
All right, so we're going to do this one first. We're going to it's a very simple, easy list. We're going to rank the NFC East quarterbacks there's 4 of them, 4 starters right now, right? There's Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and the Commanders. So
Redskins.
Number 4. So who is your 4th quarterback that you would rank right now?
Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
that's who I got.
I'm going Jackson Dart only because he's a rookie and what he's having to deal with. But I guarantee you, I see a lot of talent in this kid. He is going to be really, really good in this league. And look out because he can move up that ladder real quick.
Yeah, I got Jackson Dart as well, and you're right, David. I think this conference has some really good quarterbacks from 4 to 1, really, and a couple of them are really young. A couple of them are a little bit older. So this is an interesting quarterback class. Number 3 will be interesting. Who do y'all got?
Sophomore slump, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's what I got, and a lot of it has to do with injuries.
Yes, I absolutely have Jaden Daniels as my number 3, and injury and basically slowing down a little bit, like Doug says, sophomore slump. He's still a great quarterback. I think he's gonna. I think his ceiling is still high, and I think I don't see him falling off of his progression. I think he'll do well. But the Commanders were not the team that they thought they were last year.
So I'll make a hot sports opinion right here. Both these quarterbacks, Jackson Dart and Jaden Daniels, are better quarterbacks than the number 2 quarterback in the NFC East. They just aren't there yet.
And yeah, they're not there yet.
The number 2 quarterback this year is Mr. Tush Push, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I'm going to give Jaden. I've actually kind of rated him on the curve. I think he plays a much better fullback and everything. But yes, he's my number 2 as well. Donnie?
He's my number 2 right now. But y'all don't give him enough credit. I think he's made the Super Bowl twice. They won a Super Bowl.
He didn't make it. The team made it.
He is not the. He's not the flashy, putting up big numbers, but he is a leader. He's a winner. I think that's what he does.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah, he is a winner and he's a leader.
And I think that you're right, Doug. I think Dart and Daniels will both be passing these 2 guys up pretty soon. Our number 1 is, of course, Dak Prescott.
By a large margin.
Do what?
Dak by a large margin right now.
Well, especially if you don't think about last week's game. Last week's game was really bad for him.
Yeah, and a lot of that wasn't on Dak either. A lot of that was on the whole team. I mean, the team. It looked like, I don't know. It looked like they stopped off and picked up South Grand Prairie or somebody like that.
I'm telling you, man. They didn't involve Ferguson at all. I don't know why. It changed their offense. It changed Dak. I don't know. I mean,
it lost me my fantasy game too.
Yeah, killed me.
All right, so that's our number 4 is Dart, number 3 is Daniels, number 2 is Hurts, and number 1 is Prescott.
We all agree.
We all did agree. It could change. Ask us towards the end of the season. Might have a different answer. All right, the next list is your top 5 favorite sports announcers of all time. It's a tough to get down to 5.
Yeah, it is.
But we're going to try to do it. And since I am the younger brother, and let's face it, I'm the prettier one. We all know it. It's Mama said so. I will go first.
You go first.
My number 5.
Yeah.
It's a tie. My number 5 is a tie. And it's going to be two. One of them was local at the beginning. He did. Y'all remember Bowling for Dollars? And then he turned out to be a great national broadcaster. Vern Lundquist. I just love his voice. I mean, I think he's iconic. He's tied at number 5. I had to do it. It was hard. I had to pick one or the other. But when I was younger and we were younger, we and one of them still alive and doing his thing. But I loved Mark Holtz. I loved his voice. I loved the way he called baseball. It was like you're there in the game, listening to him on the radio. So Mark Holtz is tied with Vern Lundquist, my number 5.
Wow.
Beat that.
Wow.
Yeah, I tell you what, Donnie.
Y'all are gonna laugh at my list.
This is funny because, again, I don't know. I guess we lived together at one time in our lifetimes. But Mark Holtz is my number 5. I had to put him on there, Donnie, because, like you said, man, how many times did we have the transistor radios on when the parents told us to go to bed? We had to listen to him call the game and everything. What a great guy, and just a good dude and everything. Mark Holtz, my number 5.
All right. Well, like I already said, y'all are going to laugh at my list, but here we go. My number 5, it's a tie.
All right.
2 of the greatest golf voices that I love. One of them is because he's so sarcastic, and the other one is iconic. Mr. Vern Lundquist, the iconic golf voice, the Masters love him. And then he's tied with Mr. Gary McCord. I love listening to Gary McCord announce golf. He's hilarious, and he's just great at it. So those are my 2 tied number 5.
Yes,
There you go. Went in the golf ranks. That's great. I like him too.
Golf, especially when you're on the putting green. It's very lush.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I played in Kauai, Hawaii. This golf course right here, Kapoi Bay.
Oh, you played golf in Hawaii?
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
it was probably the toughest course ever. It was so windy and beautiful on the beach, but yeah, it was fun. Had a lot of fun.
Now, Doug,
All
tell
right,
the truth.
my number
Michelle
4. We're going to number 4.
Doug, you to go play golf. Get you out.
My number 4 is Brent Musburger.
Oh,
I liked him. You're looking live, and you're looking live. Yeah. And yeah, I just like Brent Musburger.
Musburger was a good one. I enjoyed Brent. He was a good one. My number 4 is you guys have already mentioned him, and I'm going to mention him myself. I'm going to go with Vern Lundquist, and for different reasons a little bit, Doug. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but Vern used to do football. He used to do football. He was part of a football package, and he was really good at college football. College football was really kind of his niche, but he did some pro and everything. But, man, Doug, like you said, when calling golf, if you had to pick one announcer to call golf, I think Vern Lundquist is the dude, man. Plus, Bowling for Dollars, man. Who can forget Bowling? If you can do a show called Bowling for Dollars and draw viewers, you're a stud. So I'm taking Vern Lundquist at 4.
Okay, my number 4, just a bit outside, Mr. Bob Uecker himself.
Bob
I
Uecker.
don't know.
Yeah.
I think wasn't he a fake person? He wasn't real.
He was a real announcer, doofus.
He was an actor on Major League.
Yes, but he also announced for real, stupid. All right.
I almost went, guys, with the dude from Friday night. What was it, Varsity Blues? I almost went with the guy up in the deal. That was going, that's Billy Bob. He got in there. Yeah, the big fat guy in Varsity Blues. I almost went with him.
Well, my number 3, David, is the broadcast team from Brady, Texas. Jim Bob and Joe. No. Y'all got to listen.
Oh, Doug, you have got to listen to those guys.
Man. My number 3 is the great Howard Cosell. We're here in Dallas, Texas. Watching the Cowboys. Yeah, Howard Cosell. Nobody better than Howard Cosell.
Yeah, Howard Cosell's really good. I think that's a little too low on your list. He's on my list. My number 3 is somebody that was a professional athlete, and then when he turned broadcaster, everybody was like, "Wow, this guy's really, really good," and he's still, to me, one of the top ones in the game today. And that is the great 9-ball himself. I'm talking about Tony Romo. Tony.
Oh my God.
Oh,
All
God.
right. Okay.
Your
My number-
list just
My number 3. Okay, so I'm not getting laughed at yet, so that's great. David gets laughed at.
Oh,
Tony Romo.
God.
I had to put him on
All
the
right,
list.
my number 3 is
Romo.
Dandy Don. Who can? I mean, he was a great.
He was horrible.
Huh? He was great in
Horrible
this.
as a
Oh,
broadcaster.
whatever. I love him. He was a great announcer on Monday Night Football. The chemistry he had
He'd
with
get so drunk and then
Seth
he'd do the song at the end of
was
the-
awesome. So there you go. Dandy Don, number 3.
I like Danny Don, but he was a great sidekick. He was,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I mean, there's so many greats that you could put in, and y'all put Tony Romo and Danny Don. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Tony Romo's great. I like him, but I mean, he's just started, doing this thing, and
He's better than Skeletor, that Tom Brady puke.
hey, Tom Brady's not bad.
No,
He's not bad. He's not bad.
He's
No.
not bad. He's horrible.
Okay, I'm gonna go next with my number 2. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my number 2 is who I enjoyed listening to as a youngster on the radio. Y'all said it already, but he brought the game to life for me when I couldn't see it on TV, which is a lot back then. In the day, we didn't get the Rangers all the time. Mark Holtz, I think the best baseball announcer I've ever heard, and for that reason, I got to put him at number 2.
I liked him because of his partner too, Eric Nadel. The two of them together.
Oh, they were awesome.
That
Yeah.
was really good. I can only think of 2 other guys, Donnie and David, something like that. But yeah, I'm right there with you.
God.
Mark Holtz, and unfortunately, we lost him way too soon, man.
Yeah.
Because Eric Nadel is obviously still doing it on the radio, and Mark Holtz. That's a shame that he put his stamp on broadcasting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
My number 2 is the great Keith Jackson. One of the greatest voices.
Oh my God, I forgot about him.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah.
I forgot about Keith Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm putting Keith Jackson in place of Tony Romo right now. That's good with
College football it was Keith Jackson, dude. I mean, you wanted to hear him call your game, and he was great at it, man.
Yeah. I got to change mine. Number 3, take Dandy Don off and put Keith in there.
All right, thank y'all very much for
I
recognizing.
just totally forgot about him, but you were 1,000% correct, Donnie. That's a good one.
David, you're number 2.
My number 2. You ready for my number 2?
Yeah.
Donnie, you had him at 3. I got him at 2 because Howard Cosell, not only football, man. He made that Monday Night Crew, okay. But if you ever listen to him boxing, and I watched a lot of boxing, man, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he was really good at painting a picture and getting into the athlete and talking about things he did, and his delivery was so iconic, like Donnie said, and his timing and he spent a lot of time researching everything. The guy wasn't an athlete, but he was a great athletic broadcaster, the great Howard Cosell.
Yeah, and him and Muhammad Ali had such a great relationship. And they'd go back and forth. Muhammad Ali would give him, but they had so much fun together, man. I miss those days.
Yeah, y'all stole my thunder.
So we're number 1, Donnie.
Number 1. Who wants to go first?
Well, I will, since y'all already stole my thunder, because Howard Cosell is the greatest announcer of all time. Because, like David said, start with football, of course, but ABC Wide World of Sports, boxing, the relationship he had with Muhammad Ali, the banter they went back and forth. Back in those days, that was very, risky for Howard to do. and to support, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, as most people want to call him, or some people want to call him. But, it was very risky for him to do that and have that relationship with Ali. But his timing, his knowledge, on all sports was amazing. He did so much for the sports world for announcing. He's got to be number one on anybody's list, really. I can't see how y'all don't have him number one. He opened the door for everybody.
Yeah, he was great, and I can't argue with you on number one. David, who's your number one?
Well, Howard's a great one, Doug. I guarantee you, I had him at 2. But personally, and you're asking me for my personal, there's no list that's really wrong. Personally, I love John Madden. And, you got to think about it. John Madden has revolutionized, the gaming industry with Madden football and his delivery and his back and forth. He worked with Pat Summerall for a lot of it. And, I think today, when you look at Fox Sports and you see all of the announcers and everything, which is migrated into the NFL Network and some of the other sports channels and everything, I think he started it all because he made it more personal. He was Uncle Joe, and he was the offbeat, kind of neat guy that everybody talked. Bam, and then you go up here, and then you do this, and then he came over here and he said that, and he had the funny quips, and he just enjoyed doing what he was doing, and that came across the television screen or the radio dial or whatever it was he was doing. John Madden doesn't get enough credit because he wasn't a broadcaster that came through the broadcasting rank. He was a coach that came up, and he was a personality, and he took that personality and he studied the craft and everything. And I think, and I very easily could have put Howard. Doug's right. As a technician and as somebody who wasn't an athlete and learned and brought it to life and made it a personality, Cosell was the very, very best. But as a radio person, as a TV or as a broadcaster, I loved listening to Madden. I just loved it. I'll turn on that silly game just to listen to it, today. So I'm going to go with John Madden just as a personal favorite. But I do believe Doug's right that Cosell is probably the greatest broadcaster of all time.
Yeah, and can't argue either way. And I think John Madden, he's my number one as well. And obviously, he just did football, really. So, but he kind of took what Howard Cosell started. Really, if you look at announcers, Howard was really the first one that was kind of separating himself from a lot of the other just generic broadcasters. Really didn't stand out kind of deal. Howard Cosell did. He was a personality. And John, Madden took it to the next level, I think. Obviously, you got, all the stuff that spun off from what he did as an announcer in football with the game and, other things that happened. But he's such a personality, so fun. Everybody loved him. Even people that really weren't big football fans loved John Madden. So just the personality, he's got to be my number one. And there's a lot of guys that we left off. And the first one.
I did too, Donnie. I left off one. I left off a very, very important. I actually lied to you guys. Madden's not my favorite announcer of all time. Hang on just a minute. I got to tell you, my favorite announcer of all time, bar none, anybody. It's proven here. My favorite announcer of all time, broadcasting wise, got to be this knucklehead right here. You take a guy that's got absolutely no talent whatsoever, and you put him on the radio, and look at the guy. He wasn't going to win any beauty contest either, And you hear this guy gets on on TV or on the radio, and he just does a bang up job every time. It says right there, happy 60th from your favorite broadcaster. Love you, Donnie Wood. How about that, huh?
Hey, David, you better be careful. Doug, I think, is about to throw up right now. He's not. That's funny, though.
With me, Doug. he took, the fact that he doesn't have any talent and the fact that he's, ugly as sin, and he was able to do something with it. I mean, you got to do something with it. That's good stuff right there.
Thank you. Thank you. The one we left off, though, guys, is do you believe in miracles? Al Michaels. How did we not have Al Michaels on our list? That tells you there's a lot of great names, a lot of great announcers.
Yeah, this was our list, though, our opinion. So, like I really didn't care for John Madden. His antics.
What?
I really did not. The scribbling all over. He go there, and boom, and go this way, boom. I didn't like that. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, it was kind of entertaining, but just tell me what's going on with the game. I could tell you what's going on more than he could. But I mean, I'm serious because he was too busy going here. Oh, boom, and this guy goes this way. And he takes it out the corner. And boom. No.
But Doug,
antics.
But yeah, you need that. Like you could have just a generic Joe Blow broadcaster, and yeah, he can tell you about the game and blah blah blah. And
Tony Romo? Are you talking about Tony Romo?
No, not Tony Romo.
Yeah, Tony Romo, he overanalyzes everything.
Tony Romo is pretty good, and he's got a personality. I'm talking about more like a Troy Aikman type. The generic. Just. Oh, yeah. You see, this is what we're going to do. He's kind of boring.
Don't you ever disparage the great Tony Romo. He once dated Carrie Underwood, okay? Have you ever dated Carrie Underwood? I don't think you have.
True that, man.
Yeah, much respect for that.
That's what I'm talking about. But didn't he mess up, though? And didn't he date some other
left wing?
Well, that's going to do it for tonight's sports scene, fellas. We're gonna tune it out tonight and everything. I really appreciate Doug and Don for coming on tonight. We just wanted to do something silly and a little fun and get people acquainted. On the bottom of the screen, folks, y'all see it. The sports scene with the Wood Brothers. Y'all want to get on YouTube, subscribe and like this page because moving forward,
give it a thumbs up.
It's going to be the only place you're going to be able to find it. Facebook's kind of deleting a lot of broadcast and podcasters and all that sort of stuff and everything. So y'all need to get acquainted to it. You need to get on there. Everything that we've done on Facebook, you can do on the YouTube. You can send us messages and your comments and everything else like that. Fellas, I really appreciate it. Y'all got any parting words?
Good luck to Friday night, David. Hope it goes. Hope it goes well for you and the Rattlers, and I'll be maybe watching a little bit as much as I can, and we'll see you next Friday.
Yep, I'll be listening. And yeah, good luck. I know it's gonna be hard by yourself. Be careful driving home.
Yeah,
and folks, do go on YouTube, like and subscribe. Plus, YouTube, I'm actually even prettier on YouTube, believe it or not, than Facebook. So.
Naturally curly hair, right?
Oh my God. Hey, guys, if y'all do get a chance and you're bored and you just want to say hi or whatever, you can send me a message and say, hey, I can come on for a minute or two. I'm going to need all the help I can get Friday night. But I know you guys have, Doug, you have to work. Donnie works number one. And Donnie, you're going down to San Antonio to, listen. Come back. Please come back. Don't get arrested like you did last time, okay? No being on Alamo or nothing like that.
Leave the senoritas alone, man.
Yeah, keep it classy, will you?
I will. I promise this time.
All right. Well, until then, folks, we appreciate y'all most of all. And God bless you. And we'll see you down the road.